Hello again, everybody. How we doing? Back again with the first ASMR video in about a month. Ready to have some, I guess, dinner, breakfast, or lunch. Haven't eaten since I woke up last night at 7. It's about 4 in the morning now. I got off work at about 1. Had to leave early because of the hour cut. I had to keep my hours for the week now. So I picked up some Bob Evans chicken noodle, like soup. It looks more like a stew, but it smells really good. I got some pepper. I love pepper on my soup. So, I hope you've all been doing well. I've been doing pretty good. I mean, all things considered. That's pretty good. That's really good stuff. Oh, it's really tasty. But as I had said in my previous video, hours got, cut down a little bit at work. So, although that means I don't have as much money as I'd like, it does give me a lot of time to make videos. Because I'll only be working 3 days a week until I find another part-time job for now. So I'll have plenty of time to sit and brainstorm some ideas and come up with some content for you guys. So I guess, you gotta look for the positives, I guess. It helps me get by. I apologize for the glare in the background. I had this light, but this is the best place I can set up the camera or phone or whatever. So, for your sake and mine, I hope you're not watching this for the quality. It's just really good stuff, honestly. I didn't expect that much out of it. I've had the mac and cheese before, but this was pretty good too. And as for the plan with the apartment, I believe I mentioned it in the previous video. I had to re-record it a couple of times. I have my roommate has this English bulldog puppy, and he was wanting to play. He kept jumping up and barking and everything, so I had to re-record a couple times. So I don't remember if the one I uploaded talked about the apartment situation, but for about 2 weeks after I had uploaded the video of me just kind of talking and playing with the controller, I was supposed to be moved out about 2 weeks after I had posted that video. I was ready to move out, had everything packed up. 2 days before my roommates were getting ready to move out. They live about 45 minutes away from where they were living at before now. Like 2 days before they were getting ready to move out, the landlord contacted me and said they had talked about it and decided that they weren't gonna let me have the apartment. And they, honestly, like, I think that someone gave them a better offer. But when I asked them why, all they would say is that they had discussed it and changed their minds. Her and her husband, anyway. So, I got kind of, screwed over last minute. But I was fortunate that my boss, or my night stock manager, had an open room. So I got to move in here temporarily. I'm going to stay here till spring and get some more money saved up. I really don't want to move in winter. And there's lots of other apartment options. There's one that's close by to where I work that is open for about $600 a month, but I'm just going to wait until winter's over because it's just too cold to even think about moving right now. So, in the meantime, I'm sorry that, I have to use this cell phone and these headphones for recording. But, now that the Wi-Fi's up, when I go to upload videos in the future, I have to finish setting up my computer. That won't take more than a few minutes, but once I'm up and running, I'll be able to actually edit the videos I'm putting up, and that way, if I make a mistake, I don't have to restart the whole thing over again. Because that little 4-minute update I did probably took me like close to a half hour to finally get done, because every time I started recording, like, that dog just would start barking. And he would wait like until I was like 3 minutes in to start going crazy. Or like I'd lose my train of thought or something. Now I also have, for a little snack, got some, ooh, Jesus, glare. Got some jalapeno cheddar kettle chips. These are really, really good. If you like spicy food, I really don't want to excuse me, make too much noise, but this bag is being really difficult to open. There we go. They do have a little bit of a bite. But nothing too terrible. But I wonder how many of these I can eat without having to take a drink. They're pretty spicy. Yeah, it's burning my mouth. But there I go eating more again. At any rate, what else to chat about? I started playing a couple of new games on my phone that I actually really enjoy. And the first one being Pocket Mortys, which is basically Pokemon, except with Rick and Morty, and all the different Mortys that have appeared in the show are what you use as your Pokemon, basically. And I really enjoy it. I've been playing the online multiplayer quite a bit. And the only problem is that when you get to the higher levels, or when you get to like the final stages, after passing level 30, it seems like everyone has the same strategy. And that's to either throw out a Cronenberg Morty or the one true Morty and just buff them, let them die once, and then bring them back to life with either like super high attack or super high defense, and then it's pretty much impossible to kill them without using cheap methods. And that's what I noticed the first time I played through. I got up to about level 40 on multiplayer, and the only way to like really win was to either have a bunch of Meeseeks boxes that instantly kill or daze whatever the enemy's Morty, and just have a bunch of them, because if you do it, even if you do that, generally people who play like that will carry a revive, like something that'll bring it back to full health immediately. So after I did that, several times, and it got to the point where it was just getting boring. So I started over, and I went and played through the campaign mode until I unlocked the one true Morty, so that way I could just start off with them. So when I do get to that final stage, he'll be powerful enough that way I can actually do something against guys like that without having to be cheap or cheat or anything. But I try to avoid using him in actual like player battles, and I mostly just use him in the wild and level him up, so that way when I do get out there, he's actually on par with the rest of my team. Excuse me. But the other game that I played, I just downloaded yesterday, and I really like it. It's called Siege. Well, it's very similar to, I'm trying to think of what it's called, Clash Royale. It's similar to Clash Royale, except it's much less cartoony, and you basically have, it's like, you start off one side, each side has a castle and 2 towers, and the objective is to destroy both enemy towers and their castle. Or be the person who destroys the most structures before the timer runs out. And you can build a deck outside of the matches. And during the matches, you basically start off with 5 warriors, and that's what you have to pick from. Each one costs a certain amount of mana, and the mana regenerates constantly at a fixed pace. And then at the top above your warriors, you'll have 3 spell cards that are randomly generated as you use them. Excuse me. And which also costs mana, of course. And the game's quite a bit of fun, very fast-paced. you have to be quick on your feet, be able to think fast, or plan ahead. And that's usually how I try to play it. Is I try to start off a certain way, and then based on how my opponent reacts to my first wave is how I'll play the rest of the game. And just kind of try to guess what they'll do next, or plan around, what's going to happen, what, the possibilities are. So I try to think ahead. And it's actually pretty hard when you have to actually do it instantly. Like, if you're playing like a card game against a friend or something, there's no time limit. Or if you're playing a board game or something, or, like chess, something that you have to strategize in, the more time you have, that's more time to sit and think about like an actual solid plan. Sometimes in the game, what you think is going to be a good idea turns out to totally backfire on you. But the game's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. So I recommend that one too. You can download it on the App Store. It is free. Doesn't cost anything. I have chip powder all over my hand. And that was very good. Delicious. I'm going to have a cigarette. And I think next I'll chat about some TV shows that I'm looking forward to. Sorry about the glare in the future. And I guess this is just kind of a rambling video. And if I can get my lighter out of my pocket, everything will be fantastic. And the glare again. Now, one show that I'm really looking forward to seeing, it's based on a graphic novel that I haven't read yet, and I want to get it or find a copy like at a local bookstore or order it online. It's called Happy. And if I remember the premise correctly, it's about a guy, and I can't remember like what he used to do, but like he's a hitman, and he's lost his mind, and he's followed around by what looks like a mixture between like a unicorn, a horse, and a donkey, and it's blue, and it like flies around him and like talks to him apparently. So it's based on this graphic novel. It's called Happy. I do want to check it out. If anybody knows anything about it, I'd love to hear some information. I'm going to do some research myself and see if I can't find a copy somewhere for an affordable price. But that's what I'm looking forward to, because I do enjoy the psychological thriller types of movies. Those are some of my favorites. Or movies, not movies, TV shows. Psychological thriller comedy, I should say. It's like a dark comedy, is what it seems like. There's definitely a lot of gore in the first preview I saw. He's in a hospital, and he kills like several people within a few seconds. So, and then just walks out the door. So it definitely looks like something I'd be into. I enjoy the dark comedy. And of course, I'm a pretty big watcher of Rick and Morty, and I did manage to catch all of season 3. Thankfully, I was lucky that even though I worked third shift, I had DVR, so I managed to keep all the episodes, and I actually got to sit down and watch them, and I loved it. Season 3 was awesome. Bummed out that it's over, but looking forward to season 4 in like a really long time. A really long time. Been following a lot of theory videos on that, or like Easter egg videos. I enjoy those because I don't have those recordings anymore, and it's nice to you know, it's fun, I guess, to, watch that kind of stuff. It's entertaining. Uh, so I'm looking forward to season 4, of course. Dragon Ball Super. I'm pretty far behind on that. I think I'm about 8 to 10 episodes behind, something along those lines. I think the last one I saw was when Master Roshi almost kicked the bucket, so, but he didn't. So no spoiler there. I'm not saying anything else. So I have to catch up on that too, and I've been enjoying Super. It's gotten mixed reviews, I know, but I've personally been enjoying it. They really turned it around, in my opinion, in the Universal Tournament arc, and I do like the fact that they're giving Krillin, Master Roshi, Tien, a lot of the people except for Yamcha, who haven't gotten any action time in a while, any time to like really shine or fight any tough opponents. So I do like the fact that they're letting them have another shot at it, because you think about it, no matter, I mean, every universe probably has a guy who's like as strong as Goku, but every universe has people who are strong, but probably only as strong as Krillin or Master Roshi, etc. So it actually gives them a chance to have a fair fight and show off their skills in a fair match, which I thought was pretty sweet. Yeah, so yep, that's pretty much what's been going on with me lately. Just hanging out, working a lot, and watching a lot of cartoons, I guess. Life of a rock star, right? Well, the video's at about 21 minutes now, and at the risk of having it cut off when I run out of data, I'm going to end it here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad to be back, and I will catch you later. Peace.